lesson 2 of possible selves. And as you see, this is our diagram that shows how the possible selves and SDLMI, how the lessons go together. And we already did the lesson 1, which was about introducing you to what possible selves is. Now we're going to move on to lesson 2, which is about discovering your strengths and interests. And we're going to start that by doing a story about a girl named Tamara. Anybody want to read this little interview of Tamara? No? All right. Tamara says, what do you want? Oh, the Roger, her teacher or person says, what do you want to be when you're an adult? Tamara says she wants to be a social worker. And Roger asks her why. And Tamara says,
I just want to help families stay together and solve their problems. I've always been the one to hold our family together when my mom and dad are struggling, and I'm good at it.
and Roger says, how do you plan to do this? Somebody else? Jabari, you want to read this? What does Tamara says? Well, I have to learn to work with people who don't always want help. I also need to become a leader who can get people to communicate. All right, so she's already identified what some of the skills are you need in that job. And Roger says, what else do you need? Now she's going to talk about the more practical things. Jaslyn, she's going to say, I have to go to college and I have to get a degree. So I have to study hard now, finish high school with good grades, then I will go to college and earn a degree in social work. So she already knows about herself, but she also is showing that she knows a little bit about what the job is. So let's just look a little bit more at Tamara's story, and let's look at these questions. Does Tamara have a specific dream or hope for her future? Yeah, she does. It is very specific, isn't it? Right? What would you say she's interested in doing, Anthony? What did Tamara say she wants to do? She wants to be who remembers? Social worker, right? Did you hear that, Anthony? She wants to be a social worker. And does she believe, Anthony, that she can be successful at it? What did she say? What was the evidence she said that she thought she had the skills for that? In her family, Lewis, what does she do? She's good at listening to her parents, right? And helping them solve problems. So she's already been self-reflective about what she can do. And she already has hope that she has what it takes to be a good social worker. So not only does she have an interest in it, but she knows she's also a good fit for it. And then, what strengths does she have as a person? Again, to be a social worker, she must be good at...
She has to be good at, social situations.
Okay, talking with people and understanding people's feelings, taking their perspective, communicating,
yep.
Right? So as I said, she knows a lot about herself, and she knows a lot about what the career requires, which I think are really important, and that's what we've been doing in Possible Selves. So this lesson, though, we're going to work more on talking about what our interests, strengths, and skills are. And just doing some reflecting on those things to help us think like Tamara did about what's the best career for us. So let's talk about some of the interests, skills, strengths. What are some of the language or things you can say to describe things people are good at or interested in? Anybody have an example of an interest something you might have? What are things people are interested in?
I guess games.
Gaming? Video games? Alright. What else do people sometimes interested in? Money? Making money? Absolutely. What else?
Love.
Okay, love. Right? And love can be different. It can be romantic, but it also can be feeling like appreciated. Right? Feeling special and appreciated. So you might want to be in a career or be with people that make you feel like you want to be in a workplace where you feel like you're appreciated. I think also some people like to do sports, right? What are some words that you would use to describe somebody, like their strengths? What was that, Kamali? What would be a strength that people have? What about Tamara? What was a strength she had? She was a good what, Stephen? Tamara must have been a good listener. Right? Some people's strength is they're funny, right? What's another strength people have? Things people are good at. Jarrell, what are people good at sometimes? Maybe some people are good at math, right? Anything else people are good at?
I guess storyboarding.
Okay, is that like art?
No, it's like basically you're writing a script.
Okay. So you think they have good imagination?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're right. Good. Whereas some people might be more better at like concrete kind of realistic things, right? Some people can be really good at using their hands, right? Like working with machines. I told you that's something I'm not good at. Like some people are really good with spatial things, like seeing how things fit together. Again, that's something I am not good at. But if you're someone who's in a trade, you have to have very good spatial skills. Like if you're an architect or a plumber, good at using their hands. Okay. What else? How about dreams? What are some dreams people have for their future? What are some of the things people hope for?
I guess some people just want to become basketball players.
Okay.
Football players.
Right?
Or joining the army.
Yeah. That's right. Some people do like that. They really want to do. Right? Some people want to go into real estate, right? Some people I know want to actually become, like hair breeders. They want to have their own hair breeding business. Spell that right. All right, so there's all kinds of different things that people have, different dreams, right? Different strengths, skills, interests. You might know friends who have some other skills and interests different than you, but there's a whole host of different things people bring to the world of work, right? And bring to their life after high school. So what we're going to do now is that info sheet I passed out to you is a time for you guys to start to reflect and think about all these same things that we talked about in this thing, right? But what words would you use to describe yourself? And as you can see on this chart, and I'm going to zoom up a little. Great. So you see it says, as a person I am. So for myself, I would say, right, as a person I am a teacher, a mother, and a wife. I also could say, as a person, I am very conscientious, right? Like, I'm very responsible. So you can use different words. You can talk about your roles here. You might be a son, a student, right? A construction worker like you, Jarrell. But you also can talk about what your personality's like, right? You might be a very funny person. You might be a very shy, quiet person. I am very good at, I would say I'm very good at organizing. And I'm a hard worker. So, what are some of your strengths? Right, and I know all of you, even though we've only had school for a couple of weeks, I know all of you have so many great strengths that you bring. I know a lot of you are very, very responsible for your families. I know you take good care of your siblings, you help out your family, so you're very devoted family people. So what are some of my favorite things to do? I love to watch Netflix. oh wait, oh I moved it, here, I'll go back. Let me get that. Alright, so one of the favorite things to do, watch Netflix. I like to cook and bake. Right, just talk about your hobbies. Some of you I know say you like to sleep. Go ahead, you like to sleep. For career, I would like to become a better teacher. Always trying to do better at that. And some of you, we've already done our vocational assessments, so some of you already have an idea of a career you want, right? And even if you don't know the name of it, you might say, I want to do something that works outside. I want to do something that I'm not in an office, all right? I want to do something I can do with a high school diploma. So it doesn't have to be an exact career, but just what kind of job do you want? When it comes to learning, I am, I know I'm a visual learner. But you could say anything. I'm better at math, right? As a learner, I'm not, right? I learn better outside of school than in school. And learning is important to me because it gives my life meaning, right? Or what, maybe for some of you, it's a way to support your family. It gives me lifelong learning. You know, like I said, I'm very curious. So that's the first side of it. I think those are the first, is that favorite things. Oh, then also the most important things in my life are, again, some of you might say your family, your religion, being able to support myself. And in school, what are you really good at? Now, some students, right, they're always like, Miss, yeah, there's a lot. You guys are all good at something in school. Again, I know you and I've seen a lot of you be very good students, very caring students, so you're all good at something. Now the other side of this sheet has questions of, what do you like to do? I like to do these things in school. So maybe you're involved in school sports. Maybe you enjoy being in the cafeteria and hanging out with your friends, right? I like to do these things in school. As a friend, I am kind, fun, a good listener. Outside of school, I like to work at, and again, it doesn't have to be a job. Perhaps you like to work at improving your score on, you know, what is it? What is that video game? MK2000 or something? 2K, right? I like to work at improving my score at 2K, that's it. As a friend I think my family believes I'm very good at. Now this one I know in the past kids have had a hard time with. My family believes there's something they must value you for, right? I know Stephen, you must be very good at taking care of your little brother. You definitely do that. You must be very responsible. And it might be not only what you're very good at, but what they appreciate about you. As a learner outside of school, how do you like to learn outside of school? Right? Maybe you just prefer to be able to learn better when you're actually doing something, being more active. And how are you as a son or daughter, or a grandson or a granddaughter? All right? So take a few minutes and we're going to fill that out so that we can get some idea about what our strengths and interests are, so we can just reflect a little bit more on who we are, so then we can think just like Tamara about what's the best fit for us. All right, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that, and then I'm going to come around and check those.